Yeah, we've seen him before in the DreamHacks plenty of times. He's a staple of the ANZ scene. He and his brother have looked very strong there before. Multiple races also something SaysO is capable of playing. But mainly, he is Undead. And he's going to stick with Undead here, of course, in a strong matchup against Human. But Chaemiko is one of the best humans in the world at the moment. May have been overtaken, but especially his matchup against Undead at times, I think is absolutely marvelous. And I'm excited to see what he's going to do here. And what style SaysO is going to choose. Because nowadays, there's many different styles that Undeads can go for, isn't there?
Exactly, and he was always pretty strong with the Cryptlord, if I remember that correctly, and that's something that fell out of favor. Maybe he can surprise his opponent. I want to know, chat, who do you want to win? Are you with Chaemiko, or are you rooting for the underdog? Are you rooting for SaysO? Oh man, Human versus Undead. Taught in the chat, what could be better? The in-game scene, I guess. Remo, let's go. Who's challenging Sock in the Decider match?
It seems like we're heading towards the Human Mirror, a battle of the Human Kings, if you will. Unless SaysO can make for an upset. SaysO is a really good player, don't get me wrong. He's one of the best ANZ players ever. But Chaemiko, over the last couple of years and in their peaks, has certainly eclipsed SaysO. Like you said, with the Cryptlord, in the past, he has had some good showings. DreamHack comes to mind most notably, but Chaemiko has been able to hang with the best. Chaemiko has been able to beat Happy offline in best of threes. Chaemiko has beaten 1-0. Chaemiko has defeated all the top Undeads in the world. Something that SaysO can't really say for himself. But imagine if he does. Imagine if SaysO wins here and he moves through to qualify. That would really, really elevate his status.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, you're making good points in favor of Chaemiko. He's won a lot. But did he win a DreamHack match playing from a laptop at the airport on Wi-Fi? I don't think so. There's only one player in the history of this planet who did that, and that is SaysO. He can certainly make things wild, but he's opening up Standard. Here on Concealed Hill, always a very tough expansion map, but in the match between Happy and TH, both these matches here on Concealed went in favor of the Human. So maybe I am wrong for once. DK and Ghouls can still cause a lot of trouble if Chaemiko decides to expand. And if not, then the matchup favors the Undead.
With Happy and TH, you just mentioned it, we've also seen a bit of return of rifles, possibly even with inner fire. And I'm not trying to brag for once about that, because I'm a big fan of that playstyle, but thinking back all the way to WCG it was. Do you remember when Infi was playing against Side and stuff? And back there, the rifle style with the orb of fire and the micro and focus fire potential looked so good already if you can pull it off. We may be in a time, and I'm not saying this is the case right now, but we may be in a time where perhaps knights are falling off and it's time for rifles to take over.
Maybe you're right. I mean, you've been vocal about this for 3 years. It's been pretty much exactly 3 years. And maybe finally you're proven right by the gods of this game. Oh, overshooting. That coil was banking on the fact that Chaemiko is attacking a little premature. So no experience and a coil wasted. And it's not that great of a harass, but he gets that kill.
That's 2 coils for 1 peasant. Definitely not the perfect trade you would like to see. SaysO needs to get him some experience here through kills, and not just some, but plenty. He's deciding not to start with creeping, which is the norm nowadays for Undeads, but be hyper aggressive. So he has to get these steals, he has to get these kills. But what he's certainly achieving, if he's not getting that much experience, is he's slowing down the Human. This expansion for Chaemiko might be very late. And look at Chaemiko, he's playing it super duper double safe with the shop already before the expansion.
When do you ever see a shop this early? Rare. Also, lab into orange, into the normal starting creep spot. SaysO pulling back, trying to get some experience himself, charging up and teching up. Tier 2 started at the 26. And yeah, that's his road to level 2 started.
This should be a safe expansion now to creep. How many footies do we have? 5, about to be 6, and could be like 8 peasants called. If you want to make sure to creep the expansion well, that's what you do. But look at Chaemiko, dude, he's really taking his sweet time.
Wow.
He's even creeping the green first to get level 3 before creeping the expo. I mean, he knows it's a ghoul build. That can be very painful for the peasants, obviously, and the level 2 watch elementals are a big help. So, indeed, he's erring on the side of caution. But man, oh man, is that going to be a late expo?
Yes, and that of course means also a late tech. With that timing, he had also a lot of militia. 7, 8. Oh boy. That's the safest expansion I've seen in a long time.
He's got level 3, he's got tons of militia, he's got a tower in the main base, and he's got a shop. Like, can't play it safer than this.
Okay. How much damage can SaysO do with the ghouls?
Scroll
of the Beast on the level 2 ornaments plus 9.
Dude, he is not messing around. He's like, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Try to harass me. See what happens.
So close again. That coil just inches away from getting the last hit. And SaysO sees the Scroll of the Beast, and he's not messing with that.
Yeah, normally we're used to seeing at this expansion 4 peasants go down, 5, 6, 7 peasants go down. But Chaemiko is playing it so goddamn safe that nothing has really happened so far. Again, it's a slow tech for that reason, but if so many peasants survive, it's late the slow tech, I'd say.
SaysO, can you click down a couple of peasants? Ooh, that DK not looking too healthy. Down to 30. Gets level 2 at nighttime. Ghouls have to do a sick job now, but they are dying instead of the peasants.
Yeah, SaysO with the wrong read. I think upon seeing how much Chaemiko was creeping and slowing down his expansion, he should have been creeping himself. With the ghouls, for example, you could take the lab pretty reliably, and then when the expansion creep is finished, you should have scouted that with a skelly. When it's finished, and when the peasants are there, maybe then attack. And SaysO's gonna throw in the towel already, realizing that harass didn't work out at all. That's a quick 1-0.
Damn, little unfortunate. Would have loved to see if a tier 3 tech and push is working out against this, because everything was so late. But man, you gave Chaemiko a proper introduction starting into this match. And SaysO was also a little unlucky. And if high skill meets bad luck, then it's a tough match for you if you SaysO.
Yeah, and SaysO has been known to sometimes get a bit demotivated during series. I hope he doesn't crumble here under that first loss. Of course, Chaemiko is one of the best humans in the world, world class, especially against Undead. I still think his matchup there is amazing. His builds are beautiful. The late game decision making, that's the one thing that sometimes is lacking for Chaemiko. Perhaps still a bit of experience and stuff, but so far he's looking amazing. We're on map 2, Autumn Leaves. Could be way different. Both players are ready. We start in, and maybe it's time now for SaysO to expand.
Ooh, on Autumn Leaves? Yeah, why not? 250 MMR difference between the two, plus of course a lot more tournament experience for Chaemiko. Chaemiko always a person interested in Western culture, I think, whether it be movies or the ingredients of a bar. I guess he enjoyed his stay in Sweden quite a bit, so I can definitely see that this is a priority to him, qualifying for Germany now.
Yeah, when we met him in Stockholm, he brought us little bottles of whiskey.
Oh, yeah.
And that was very nice. If you guys wonder, how are you gonna reach the heart and mind of a Remo demo? That's how you do it. Bring me some whiskey. We're gonna be good friends right away. We're gonna share a drink, boys. At Raraland, how about it? Rah, rah, rah.
But don't give him too much, and don't invite him to your bathroom.
Don't invite me to your hotel room, boys. That's a dangerous game.
Okay then, SaysO. Come on, it's time to show your real strength. You can do better. We saw it in the open qualifier, where SaysO eliminated his brother Saron in the final. But was also struggling in the first qualifier. That was also versus Human. That was versus So Unreal. Maybe that is not his best matchup. He has, of course, if he gets defeated now, a second chance in the lower bracket. But that lower bracket has Focus, has Soin, has a Thunder, and a Dirtbag. That's a gruesome lower bracket.
SaysO took a second to pick his second hero. First hero, I mean. Ultra was idle for like 5 seconds. Maybe he was thinking about it. About what to choose. It is the Lich. That is the norm nowadays. Very popular thanks to Happy, who has displayed this, looking very strong on many maps. And this is one of those maps. With a Lich and 3 or 4 ghouls, you can clear out the naturals super fast, start that expansion, and go on the aggressive right away. Use the Nova, use the Skellies and the ghouls, plus the Lich right clicks, of course, and hunt down those peasants. It can be extremely painful for the human. Is that the plan? Or something else his objective. And what's the counter build by Chaemiko, I wonder? Because he knows Lich aggression is the most likely thing here to encounter.
Yeah, good question. How do you counter a Lich? I feel like that's the big question that all the humans are asking themselves. Before we discuss this, thank you Kirubik for the 2-year resub, and thank you Sav for the raid.
Oh, look at the Archmage movement. Very interesting. He wasn't even creeping the green camp with the militia. He just summoned the Water Elemental and was ready to harass the expansion instantly. But upon scouting with the footy, he sees no instant expo. He's going to take a step back, and the Archmage might be creeping up a bit more. But seems like Chaemiko definitely is willing to harass this expansion early. Something that, for example, Happy showed us very well when he was off-racing as human.
Chaemiko is scouting for this, and that's exactly what's happening. Easy to creep camp. Especially if you invest in Nova, then it's also super fast. But since the Lich is busy, that's a free creep camp for Chaemiko.
Gets level 2 on the AM. Is he gonna summon a new Water Elemental here? He might be able to save the mana. Cost him a bit of HP, but might be worth it. Good experience here. Okay, new Water Elemental. Level 3 is going to be crucial to reach for the Archmage against the Ghoul Harass. But he needs a little bit more green camp experience.
Gloves is, of course, nice.
Oh, the footy scout, dude. This
So
footy has
good,
always known what the Lich is up to. So good.
Yeah, Chaemiko's not fooling around. His opponent might not have the name value of a Happy of a 1-2-0, but Chaemiko not slacking at all, not getting lazy, not getting complacent. And he has great scouting with that Footman, also with the Crystal Ball. That Footman died for his sins, though.
And SaysO didn't scout the natural with the Skelly. He thought the expansion was there, but he was wrong. Instead, of course, he can attack the main base. That also is a viable target. But the expansion is way better to attack. With the Nova onto the building peasants, that's easy kills. And so far, SaysO only got a single footy. And he doesn't have Rod anymore left. Rod of Necromancy, super important on the Lich to always use that Dark Ritual.
It feels like a little mistimed. Of course, he's playing against the best of the best, the upper echelon of human gaming. And that's too late for the expansion. Imagine him arriving 10 to 15 seconds earlier. I don't think you have to imagine that. You saw it plenty times. He gets 1 kill. He gets 2 kills. Ghoul's still effective. Definitely more effective than on Concealed.
That's 3 peasants going down. You see how quickly it happens. But absolutely right. If you had been there 20 seconds earlier, maybe even half a minute with proper scouting, this expansion would have been delayed much more. Now the expansion is finished. Chaemiko can start producing peasants here instantly. And he calls the militia back to the main base. Doesn't leave them at the expo. Interesting. He wants to be ready to call more militia again if needed.
SaysO stays competitive in economy. Builds his own expansion, which is also protected by a tower, by ghouls. Acolytes are there too. Very long tier 1 phase for both of the players. Lich now getting even more scary with Boots of Speed.
Archmage got them as well. You have to have them, otherwise you're gonna get chased down right away. Thinking back to yesterday's games of Dirtbag, I was talking a lot about Archmage positioning in the early game. It's very tough to do it perfectly. You want to always be able to fire in shots, but be on the outskirts of the fight so that you don't take too much damage. And the positioning here for Chaemiko has been absolutely wonderful, when especially against a Lich, that can be so hard to do. But Lich is getting stronger. Lich scales insanely well with his plus 3.4 intelligence per level. And also, of course, his super strong Nova.
Remo, if he has a 3.4 intelligence gain per level, does that mean that at a certain point he's getting 4 intelligence points with 1 level?
That is insane, Neo. I know, but it is the case. On level 4, on level 6, and I think on level 9. I'm not sure about that, but I think so. But 4 and 6, definitely.
Chaemiko is getting some kills in as well. Hard to run away from the ghouls without, for the ghouls with the aura, but SaysO is chasing. But the boots are lifesavers.
These boots are made for running away this time. For the harass at the expansion, 1 acolyte goes down. And that's one of the big strengths of the Lich, of course. He has great mana sustain, always from the Skellies, and level 2 Nova is so good against footies. Cryptlord is also extremely good at fast expanding, but once he runs out of mana, it's almost impossible to replenish. That's the big advantage of the Lich. But look at the Ghoul run by into the human expansion. Only got a single peasant so far. Okay, that's 2 actually. And the Water Elementals now have to defend. Again, Chaemiko, look at his Archmage. Very careful with his positioning. Doesn't want to get Nova'd out of nowhere. Also using illusions to scout at the same time. Chaemiko suffering some damage here, but defending it potently.
Yeah, it was the quick reactions moving the peasants away. Ghouls had very little surface area, but yeah, Archmage, there's almost an entire screen between him and the Lich, which is necessary because otherwise Nova gets you. Thank you, Duro, for the 46-month resub.
Only now the shop is coming up for Chaemiko. Most other humans would have panicked, would have built a shop, power build right away, thinking, my Archmage is low, my Archmage is low. But Chaemiko realizes, yeah, the AM is low, but if he pays attention to him, it's fine. Because the footies and water elementals are good enough to defend for a while. Now the shop is finally coming, and the tier 2 is about to finish. And when the human has a tech lead over the undead, you always know you're in a good spot as the human player.
Exactly. And he can heal now. There should be a transition to Fiends if SaysO is not doing something very crazy, like gargoyles or anything, because there are not too many towers, but they're easily countered, and it's definitely an all-in and a cheese. We have a castle tech. I like that. And SaysO is way too low on lumber.
He's got the ghouls at home now, though. That's 7 ghouls. That's gonna produce lots of lumber very quickly, so that should be tier 3 here starting in a moment. Chaemiko is looking for the slaughterhouse cancel, but it's way in the back of the base. Nice base build. Good protection by SaysO.
Maybe he's an architect in real life, who knows? But if Remo approves of an undead base build, that is high praise. Another attack, if you can't go for the tier 2 buildings, then go for the workers.
Yeah, the Lich is pretty low mana. He can't spam these Novas. I think the problem for him was he got the second row of Necromancy way too late and he's been behind in mana the whole game. I think he should have gotten perhaps even Backpack to supply more with these. It's really important to always spam Skellies and always spam Dark Ritual when you have a Lich. So many Water Elementals now, by the way. Those Water Elementals can also be spammed. The Archmage is level 4. He's got lots of mana, even a fake one in here with a Wand of Illusion. And Chaemiko able to buy time very well while he has tier 3 coming up.
He's also not feeding the DK at Lich too high. He's retreating properly. He's denying properly. Chaemiko high-class game. And I think his game is a lot cleaner than Sox was in the first quarterfinal.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure so far. And now the MK joins. It's easy killing the Fiend. So much damage from the Water Elementals. We have a DK here for coils, but only level 1 coils, of course. Also, the aura still missing. Chaemiko seems in full control. Really nice game by him. He is going for the standard Knight's Gyros that we even see in an old school normal game. Also here going to be played by Chaemiko with lots of upgrades, I imagine. And of course the big difficulty with this opening with Lich first is you don't have Frost Armor. So keeping these Fiends alive ain't easy.
Yeah, that's rough indeed. Thank you DLD Wire for the 9-month resub. Potions up, but the nuke is not that crazy. The army speed is not that crazy. SaysO needs to buy some time. It's not something what you want as an undead. And Chaemiko is not giving him an inch. He's not giving him one single creep spot.
Check out the blacksmith for Chaemiko. He's got 3 upgrades queued.
Yep.
He's getting ready for the late game. Buffing up the knights, buffing up the gyros. Jumped into upkeep right away here to Chaemiko. If Todd is still watching, I'm sure he's not very fond of this. Todd loves sitting at 50 supply and saving up gold. But Chaemiko here wants to have out this army really quick.
I can understand that. Finish it, move on. Get to the next stage of the tournament. Destroyer's coming now with double Slaughterhouse. SaysO, not out of this yet.
SaysO needs more levels. That's perhaps the most important thing. Undead hero levels can be absolutely amazing, and the undead heroes oftentimes by themselves can win a game in the late game, but they need the levels to support it. DK needs level 3 at least. Lich needs level 4 at least. And SaysO is not able to find these creeps.
And these feeds are getting obliterated by the Mountain King. Very nice positioning always. Knight staffed out, so not the big experience boost that SaysO wanted to have. So if you can't get a Knight, try to get several Footmen.
Paladin now joins. Low HP, whoops. I think he ran to the creep camp by accident. That's a bit unfortunate. But Chaemiko is still looking very confident. Many humans are very fearful of facing an undead. Chaemiko never is, and I love that confidence.
Yeah, SaysO can't be that confident. His upgrades are finishing though. Destroyer's up, so is Ghoul Frenzy. But yeah, these knights are just shredding the fiends. Dark Ranger out of the game, out of the tavern, onto the bench. And the Pally is in a good position, can't be reached. Mana is there. Okay, can be reached. Staff was ready though. Little oversight by Chaemiko.
Yeah, he had the opportunity to dodge the coil. But it's only level 1 hero, it's not the end of the world. But before the Pally died, the positioning was perfect. He kept him way in the back. It's also a thing that many humans don't pay enough attention to. You want to have the Pally behind the front line, not in the first row, because he's the healer. You don't want to expose him. Chaemiko is doing this very well. Wonderful game by Chaemiko. That Pally loss may have been his first real mistake in this game. And yeah, he's going to be back before too long. We also see tanks now joining in.
Oh, not again. Remo, no.
Some space.
I get PTSD from the Euro qualifier yesterday.
That was a fun game, wasn't it?
It was. But I guess the fact that I knew that I had to cast 4 Hours of Americas afterwards and was already 10 PM kinda ruined the fun a little bit for me. But yeah, fun was had.
But it was mostly 2-0s for America yesterday, right?
Yeah, except the last game. But it was super fun, as so often. The American Wild West. Showing the
Look at that knight
entertainment
damage. Look at that
It's a
knight
lot.
damage. Oh, baby!
Yep,
That is no
Sundering
frost
Blades.
armor.
Sundering Blades, pretty good upgrade. That's not even an upgrade anymore. Destro in trouble. Coil is there for SaysO. Supply is even, but the levels aren't. Never getting a level 2 coil hurts. Fiends falling. Destro position is okay, but there's too many gyros now. And the tanks are here too. SaysO overwhelmed. GG finds himself in the lower bracket. The 2 favorites here prevail in the bracket, and that is Sok versus Chaemiko in a best of 5. The winner goes to Germany.
Favorites here do make it through in the upper bracket like we expected. Kind of no big upsets just yet, but decent showing by SaysO, but simply a bit outclassed. Chaemiko a little bit above his level. Super clean game by Chaemiko. Really love what I saw there. And now Sok is gonna have perhaps a tough adversary coming up.
Okay, they know each other though, and in these series, dating back to like WGL, for some reason Sok feels forced to play some weird stuff. I remember like what was it, Pit Lord Mass Orb, back when they still gave 10 damage instead of what is it, 7 these days?
The good days. The good days.
Wasn't it? Yeah, we can definitely expect the spectacle from Chaemiko, and Sok, of course. Map pick and bans have to be done. We will see SaysO again next weekend alongside Soin, Focus, Dirtbag, and the loser of the upcoming match in the lower bracket. A little more time to practice and get ready for the opponents, as 3 players are qualifying, including the winner of the next one. We are pretty much ahead of schedule here. That's quite nice. So shout out to all of you guys tuning in early. We have the European qualifier later at 4 PM. We have the second part of the American qualifier later at 10 PM, where the Insubs are playing, the Patos are playing, Rezamoon and Reset. And of course, a long day of Euro qualifiers. This would not be possible without the help of our sponsors. And our sponsors are pretty damn amazing. We got CORSAIR by our side. And CORSAIR, in case you don't know, is the award-winning hardware manufacturer of the year 2021. And they are nominated again for the same title. They could be back-to-back Esports Award Hardware Manufacturers of the Year, and that shows that they're not slacking at all. They produced great products in the past, and they continue to produce great products. It doesn't really matter what you're looking for. They got you covered. Want a new mouse? They got plenty. Need a new keyboard? They got plenty. Want an entire new desktop PC or just the case? They got that as well. You're traveling a lot but still want a game or maybe streaming from the hotel room? Boom, gaming laptops right there. And if you want to be as cool and successful as the Back to Warcraft boys, maybe you want to start streaming. They got the best equipment because their sister company is Elgato, and Elgato is producing amazing streaming gear, whether it be the webcam, the microphone, the green screens, the lights, the stream decks that we use to control the stream. They got it all. And they have pretty good discounts. First, the Back to Warcraft coupon code for 10% discount. That's not available for much longer, by the way. So get the coupons, or get the discount while it lasts. I think till the mid, or like I think one more week. Afterwards, that's not available anymore. But they got good deals. Go check them out. Check out their homepage via core.sr/back-to-warcraft.
Absolutely. They've been a wonderful partner for us for a long time. They got great stuff. Check them out, folks. We are racing through this Sunday first... What am I saying? The first episode of the Sunday Qualifier, right? 2-0, ready for a third match. But this one should be pretty exciting. Human Mirror, as you know, Neo, I love it. Oh, what a wonderful matchup. And especially when it's played by these two amazing players. Yeah, Sok has been playing a bit of weird stuff in the past. I remember when he played Rifles for a little while in Human Mirror. Spoiler alert, it didn't go so well.
Oh,
but
really?
He's always looking for something special, isn't he?
Who would have thought? Yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to this match. We give Chaemiko a little time to rest. We determine the map pick and bans. And then we're back with a decider who follows Lawlion to Germany.